another thing. Bridge. There's lots of and another things. Bridge. Buying advantage for your child at school. So I'm going to screenshot the article that I read yesterday about 25% of parents in state school buying advantage by renting a house in the area of the Ofsted good school or outstanding school so they could get their child into it. That's a lot, isn't it? So what rabbit hole does that take me down? Well, that takes me down the rabbit hole that, well, I thought people in state weren't wealthy. Hang on. Someone said to me yesterday on Facebook, how can you moan about paying 20% VAT? You've got a spare house. I absolutely roared with laughter. They're referring to my holiday house, which is a business. I don't own it. Barclays own it. God, I wish I did own it. It's not spare. It's a business. I suppose in the same way that if you were a mechanic, you might need a garage to be a mechanic from. It makes money. Well, it doesn't make any money at the minute, actually. It's flatlined because no one's got any money to go on holiday. Soon enough, it will be owned by Barclays again. Lucky them. You know, that's a lovely assumption. Why am I moaning about VAT? I've got a spare house. Yes, I do. They're like leaves on trees, hundreds of them. Now you've made me lose my thread. Bridget Phillipson. Oh yes, so we've got people in state school who are able to rent a house in the catchment area of a good or outstanding school. Now, if I'm joining the assumption gang, I might assume then that they can do that on top of their existing house, because they don't want to sell their existing house because it might be a really nice house, but it's not in the right catchment area. So I'm making an assumption that these parents are rich enough. I'm making an assumption that they're playing the game. I mean, is that a thing? Are we allowed to say that they're playing the game so that they get the good school for their child? Does that mean that they are buying them an education? Does that mean that they are aspiring to things that other people can't have? I mean, you tell me, Bridge. You tell me. Me with my spare houses. You tell me. Is someone buying their child's education by renting a house, by playing the system? Because it's happening. It's in the papers, so it's true. So I thought I'd leave you that little ditty as well. Go and tax some really rich millionaires because they want to pay. And let's have a look on the crackdown of renting a house so you can get into the Ofsted good or outstanding school. And while we're at it, if you're rich enough to rent a spare house, you're rich enough to pay 20% extra tax, aren't you? Now, pick a lane. If you want to play the making assumptions game, I'm in.